Hi guys, welcome back to the Star Wars figure review. Next video we're going to take a look at one of the characters from one of the video games in Star Wars line. It's pretty given what it is, if you've read the title there, that the character is from the video game Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. And that is this one here, Cal Kestis in the Black Series. Now before we look at Cal in detail, we'll take a look at the packaging that this one comes in. As you see, it's the same as before with most of the Black Series packaging. The only other identifying feature is basically that it indicates that it's from Jedi Fallen Order. So this is quite a jump back with the Black Series because this one came out back on Triple Force Friday. I only just now got to reviewing it. I bought it back when shortly after it came out, so I was able to have it in my collection. But I'm only just getting now to reviewing it. Look at the back as well, because there's the description there, kind of giving away sort of some spoiler-free footage bio description. Because of course, when this figure came out, Jedi Fallen Order had not yet been released. So that was all we had of it. Sorry about the shaky hand there. But yeah, so that's basically what comes with the packaging really. Everything else is pretty much the same. But the artwork by Gregory Titus, of course, because this time this is a character that's not been portrayed by an actor, so someone from a video game instead. But capturing that with the video games, and of course his little droid companion, BD1, who is also included with the figure. But we will bring him up later on as I get into the review. So we'll look at the character of Cal Kestis first, and this was just a cool one. Like when I saw it on, I think it was like unveiled earlier in the year to be part of the Triple Force Friday, I thought I've got to have this guy when it comes out, and I did. I got him, and he's such a cool character. I really like him. And I've played the game as well, Jedi Fallen Order, and it's honestly what the best. I think I'll probably say it's like the best Star Wars video game since The Force Unleashed, because we've had a great load of Star Wars games in the time, but nothing really topped The Force Unleashed for quality for me. But like I enjoyed Battlefront 2, but Jedi Fallen Order just had it for me, just with everything that went on. So what comes with the figure is Cal Kestis' lightsaber. Well, if you played the game, you'll know that's not actually his lightsaber, but his Fallen Master's. But of course, if you've seen that clip, the blade is removable from the hilt, but it's quite a tight fit. So I think I'm just going to leave it where it is, because that's what it's got. But you do have like the sort of the design that the hilt has going for it. Of course, it does come with the default blue lightsaber that Cal has at the start of the game, because if you've played the game, you know you can change the hilt and the blade. You can sort of give it sort of shiny, different material for its design. It's kind of like what you could have done with The Force Unleashed. You could actually customise the lightsabers. I can't quite remember if that was the Xbox version or if it was just the PS2 and the Wii version, but you could definitely on those versions. I remember that, but I can't remember if you could on the Xbox as well. But this one just makes it great. Like all the detail for a character that's not been played by an actor in Star Wars. This was the facial design they went for is really good at capturing the character's visual look. Just the hair and all the design in that. And sort of because of course he's not really a Jedi now, so he's not wearing Jedi robes, unlike somebody in the Star Wars universe at this point in time. So that's sort of a good way to see. He's sort of a rogue Jedi who's been out on the run since Order 66, and then he sort of encounters the second sister probably, should I say, and then he's picked up by another surviving Jedi from Order 66, and then he sort of goes out on missions across different planets. So I'll give a rundown of the articulation. He has a ball joint and a rock hinge at the head, so he can look all around. Ball jointed shoulders, ball hinged wrists, ball hinged elbows, as I missed there as well. Ball joint at the torso, which is the torso is actually not connected to all these straps, which is a good thing because it allows for posability. You can like pose them around a little bit more, so that's always handy. Ball hinged hips, swivels at the thighs, double joints at the knees, and a ball joint rock at the ankle. But yeah, this is a great figure from a great video game, probably one of the new best entries into the Star Wars canon. Before I get onto any more of this figure. Of course, I did also mention that there is a sort of second add-on to this, and that is the droid BD1, with whom Cal Kestis explores for the holocron that he's looking for in the game. It's that sort of thing, and Cal Kestis, and he's included as an extra, really. It's like the C-3PO and Babu Frick as well, they're included as extras. He's got that little bit of articulation. He's got a ball joint at the head, and then just hinges, swivel sort of hinges and then knees for the droid. Now, of course, in the game, BD1 is often travelling on Cal Kestis' shoulder, but you can actually see there's nowhere to actually plug the droid into. But I did find out that you can actually slightly slot the leg inside the back of the strap on Cal Kestis there, and then he can sit only just right behind him. So it was, I don't know, I'll say that's a complete shame, because at least there's a way around it. But it would have been nice if Hasbro had just put a little slot on Cal Kestis' back, which you could just plug one of BB-8's or BD1's feet into, and that would have been a good addition. Now, of course, like I said again, Jedi Fallen Order was a great game. Of course, at the current point in time, this is the only character from the game I have. I'm still hoping to try and hunt down the second sister Inquisitor, so if I get her as well, that'd be cool to have. Well, technically, I do have a third. I do already have a third character in the Black Series, that being the Dark Lord of the Sith, because he does show up in the final scene, quite reminiscent of his Rogue One ending. If any of you played the game, that is a brilliant game ending. Because of course he does sort of explore different planets, because there's Zepho is one of them he goes to. That's a new one for the game. But there are some old ones that he goes to, because he goes to Dathomir at one point, and Kashyyyk, in which Saw Gerrera is also featured. So this one takes place. The game takes place roughly about the same time as the Star Wars, the Vader comic, Fortress Vader, which I actually have down here. Make sure I pick up the right one. But yeah, this is it, because this is the comic Fortress Vader, because Jedi Fallen Order takes place roughly around the same time as here, because this one focuses on sort of the construction of Darth Vader's castle, which is featured in Rogue One, so you'll find a picture of it in the book, because there are some around here. That's mainly what the comic book focuses on. There's just the stage when it's built, and he's just sort of ready for it. I can find, yeah, because this final moment here takes place 2 years after Fallen Order, when the castle's actually built, but the time prior to it, where it starts being constructed, and they crash land on Mustafar. That's basically the whole idea of that. Is that's where that sort of takes place roughly around the same time as Fallen Order, and Vader probably leaves Mustafar for a bit and finds Cal Kestis and the others on that planet that they were on. So yeah, but this is a really good figure. It was worth putting into my collection, because I bought them alongside the Mandalorian at that time. I was glad to get my hands on that when it came out, and I'll have to admit too. But having Cal Kestis is a good addition too. I think it's worth adding if you're a fan of Jedi Fallen Order and a collector. I'd say put Cal Kestis in your collection, because he's a great character, and there feels like there's more of a story arc for him coming for future comic reference, or even for just even for anything else, novels and comics, and maybe something post Return of the Jedi if he survives through the entirety of the Empire. That'd be good to see him reappear then. But I hope you enjoyed looking at Cal Kestis and BD1, and I will leave a link to where you can buy him in Star Action Figures, but I don't think he's in stock right now at the time of filming this review, but he should be at some point as well if Hasbro have decided to produce more of him. But I'll also leave a link to where you can buy the game on Amazon if you want to have a look there as well. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed looking at Cal Kestis. Do follow me on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. All links are down there in the description below. And I will see you next time.